Brettsports. Wir sind hier in Kapstadt am Tafelberg, im Hintergrund wunderschön zu sehen, leicht im Dunst heute, aber ein wunderschöner windarmer Tag. Was gibt es da Besseres, als die Profis zu fragen, was es Neues gibt? Und Core bringt dieses Jahr noch eine neue, für mich auch sehr interessante Variante raus. Es gibt eine neue, wirklich dedizierte Leichtwind-Variante, den sogenannten Air. So Steve, can you tell us a bit about the Air range, which is the new Lightwind kite from Core?
Yeah,
which is dedicated just for Lightwind kites like me that only can go to St. Peter-Ording whenever the wind is not there.
Yeah, like today. It's the perfect day for it. So everyone knows that all our kites previously had the Nexus LW, the GTS LW, Leichtwind, and the XR Lightwind. And when we started designing the Pace, we really noticed that it also is a very fun platform to start making a Lightwind. I think it's getting windy.
Yeah. Oh.
So when we started developing the Pace, actually the Pace Pro, we also played around with a Lightwind version of it, a 15, and that's when we actually figured out that this is a really fun platform for a Lightwind kite. So the Air, once you see it in the sky, will look very similar to a Pace, and that's because it has the DNA of a Pace. It's a free strut kite, which makes it very light, very agile in the sky, and due to the high aspect ratio that it actually has a higher aspect ratio than even the XR Pro. It has a lot of lift. So it's a fast steering kite, which is also very light and lifty. One thing that that made this possible is the bridle system that we also have on the Pace. It is a 14 point. Let's see if we can get it loose.
Let's get it loose here. There we go.
It's a 14 point fixed bridle, and that just gives really good support to that long leading edge which you need. One downside from this is that this kite should not be flown on a sensor-free bar. Not because it doesn't fly on the sensor-free bar, it simply doesn't release safely with the sensor-free bar because the flag-out system is not long enough. Therefore, only ride this kite on a new sensor 4 bar. Looking at the shape, it is as I mentioned, a free strut kite. It comes in two different versions. It comes with the Exotex leading edge. This is the Air, and this kite is, as you know it, a Lightwind kite that performs really well in the Lightwind and mid-range section, being very grunty, having plenty of power to get you there. And then, we also have something special behind this one.
We had, just to add on that, we had, I think, 13 knots yesterday, 14. And I'm a XR rider. XR 15 is my most fluent kite. And to be honest, I've never had as much fun in a Lightwind session as with the Air. So you can play around, you can do much more freestyle, not only jump high, and it's a really, really good addition for Lightwind riders when you just have to live with the wind that is actually there instead of going to a spot where you have a lot of wind. So really good addition to the range, I think.
Yeah, adding on top of this, I think if you have an XR Lightwind and you find that it pulls too much, maybe when you pull a loop it takes a long time to fly for the wind window, this kite turns a lot quicker, and I've actually seen Giel pulling some kite loops with it and it catches him. Not saying that is what you should be doing because you will break your knees, but it is possible. That's how quick this kite can turn and how playful it is.
Yeah. And in addition to the ordinary Air, obviously, there is...
Above ordinary.
Above ordinary. Yeah, it's way above ordinary. There is another addition, which is the Air Pro.
Yeah.
So, and as you can think of, it's made of...
Alula.
Alula, again. Shall we get it forward?
Yeah, let's...
Cut this on the way. can you tell us a bit more about the characteristic that the Air Pro will give you when you're a more advanced rider?
Definitely. So for me, the way that I see Alula, it is a lighter material and a stiffer material, and this is something that everybody knows, but that means you need to change the design of the kite a little bit as well. So generally what you will find with Alula kites is that you can make that leading edge, the radius of the leading edge, a lot smaller. And that is also true for the Air Pro, and once you have a thinner leading edge, you also have a faster flying kite generally. So when we're talking pure low end, you will have a better low end with the Exotex version, so the Air. And the Air Pro is more targeted towards the mid and the high range of the wind, which is it's still a light wind kite, it's still a 15 or a 17, but it will perform really well in the stronger winds, where that thinner leading edge comes into play. It is in the end, you'll find that it steers a lot quicker, it loops quicker, it's a very playful kite. I think when it comes down to pure lift and ease of jumping, you'll have slightly easier jumps with the Air, but the Air Pro will bring you higher if you have the right technique.
So you would say that the Air Pro is sort of the kite that comes above the Pace Pro, and it has similar characteristics as well.
Yeah.
So it's same as with the Air and the Pace, it's the same with the Air Pro.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's actually all our Pro lineups come like that. They're slightly more technical to ride. You need to steer the kite a little bit more to get the right power out of it. But in return, you get a super fast kite that's really stiff in the sky, and yeah, it's a very nice tool to have.
And in addition, if you haven't heard about the Pace a lot, it's somewhere in between the XR and the Nexus. XR and
exactly.
Nexus, and it gives you a lot of lift, but still is really playful and really fast. So one last question that is a bit more of a personal thing is, what is your fondest, your most happy memory on the water?
It's always hard to think of one memory, but in general, the memories that I'm the most fond of and enjoy the most is the sessions I have with people around me, and friends, also my girlfriend who kites, and just having sessions with them and spending time with them on the water and off the water. Okay. That's probably the most funnest memory.
So it's the community that makes it even bigger.
That makes it that's what we do it for. Of course, landing a trick is amazing, but you know, that feeling goes away really quick.
But if you have a buddy there that says, man, that was awesome.
Yeah, and if you landed that trick without that buddy being there, it would not feel nearly as good as with that person there, sharing the stoke and seeing that person land a new trick. So for me, yeah, the community vibe out there.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much, Steve.
My pleasure. And yeah, come go and see them at Brettsport.
Exactly, I'm not asking when it's been released. It's now.